Okay guys, welcome back to highlighting part, and we're just gonna paint this the black areas on the model, just going over the hoses, pockets, the chest area. After the chest area, the black parts, then we move on to the armor, and we'll start highlighting with a Mephiston red just to get that around the edges very carefully, just going around working on the model. And we're going to be building this up in layers, so we'll start off with Mephiston red, and then we'll move on to a lighter red, and then the final will be a nice orange crisp highlight on the edges. So just take your time over this and get it right. And if you do make a mistake, go over a bit, you can always go back with the Mephiston red and try and correct it. You can go back and forth a few times. You know, I don't think anyone does it in one go. So just trial and error, and just keep on getting it until you get the lines how you want it. So after you've done your layer of Mephiston red, move on to a lighter red. This one is the Evil Sun's Scarlet, and this will start bringing out the edges more as you keep layering them and layering them. Again, take your time, go around the whole model and just carefully paint it in. After that, we'll move on to Troll Slayer Orange, and this is more like the final highlight. So we'll go through the edges and we'll just concentrate on the edges where the points meet, and that's where we want the extreme highlights. So we can go down a little bit, but we want the extreme highlights on the corners so it brings it out. And take your time, thin down your paints, and it's very important to thin down your paints and build it up in layers. And yeah, just carry on doing that slowly until the desired effect. Then we'll start dry brushing with a shadow grey on the chest area, the badge, and then a lighter grey, just to get the highlights out. But really make sure you take all the paint off on the tissue and wipe it so there's hardly anything on it at all, and just keep dry brushing and build it up in layers. Just put all the pieces together, see how it looks, and then you can add overall sharp highlights here and there if you like. Moving on to the base, this model came with a really nice scenic base from the Getting Started with Warhammer 40k, which was like a £5 getting started guide by Games Workshop, and lovely base here. And very simply, all I did was airbrush it with Vallejo black undercoat, and literally dry brushed it shadow grey and used a lighter grey, mixed shadow grey with white, and just got a lighter gradually on the highlights, and it just picks out all the details beautifully. Very simple. And if you want to add a bit more detail to it, you could give it a wash of non-oil, and or Army Painter's dark tone is pretty cool. And yeah, it was a lovely base. They should do more bases like this and include them in models. Lovely base.